Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I thought I would turn the camera on. I'm a mess right now, but I'm having a lot of fun. So I thought I would show you what is on my desk this weekend and what I've been working on. So let's turn the camera around and get going. One of the things on my desk this weekend has been using my Sizzix Big Shot Fold Away, and this thing, I love it because it stores so easy. It folds up like this and like this, and then this flips around like that, and you can store it, and it doesn't take up very much room at all. What I have been doing is some die cutting as well as some embossing. And here are some examples. Let me move this out of the way a little bit, of some things that I've been die cutting. These really pretty lace. See if y'all can see that. Let me hold it up a little bit closer so y'all can see. And I'll put it behind this paper here. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Looks like a paper doily. 3 little paper doilies. And then here is a bigger paper doily here. This one. And then this last one, it's like cheesecloth, I guess would be the best way to describe it. And these dies I purchased. They are Sam Pool dies. They're very nice, high quality dies, and I'll link them down below. And the first time I used them, because there's so many teeny tiny little holes, it took me forever to poke them out, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a pain. And so I went ahead and bought this. This is a Sizzix. It's a brush that's let me get the packaging. It's a die brush, foam and pad, and it comes with other brush adapters, but I didn't buy any of those. I wanted to see how this worked, but let me show you how it works. And it definitely makes using these dies a lot easier. So let me cut out a little piece here of paper, and this is just a pink, I forget what this paper pack was called. I'm pretty sure I got it at Hobby Lobby. And it's, I don't know if you can pick it up, it's pink, and then this one is kind of like a greenish blue, and it's almost like a document kind of paper. And let me get my cutting mats here. So I'm trying to remember the sandwich that I need. So I actually have like a little piece of paper, and then I have this one here, and then my magic mat, and I think that is what the right sandwich is. And you can mist the paper if you want to. Just do a quick little mist. I'm actually going to try it without misting it. And I'm going to go through about I'm going to try 4 times. See how that looks, and then get this little foam mat ready. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So you got this here. You see all the pieces on the mat, and there's still quite a few pieces on here. And what you do, I'll move this out of the way. is you take the foam and you put this down on the foam and just kind of run your bristles, and it's supposed to poke through all the little holes and get everything out. And so here is the die. You can see there's still just a couple little holes left. So I'm going to run the brush over this like that, just very gently. And look at that. Wham. It's all, can you see that? All cleaned out. And before, it would have probably taken me about 5 minutes to get all the holes out of there. And then if there's still some some pieces of paper in here, you just run this over it till they all come out. And they're all gone. Oops. And then for the mat, or this foam, I just take it, hold it over the garbage can, and just kind of brush them. A lot of them just fall as soon as you tilt it over the garbage can, and that's all clean. And then I still have my magic mat over here. And for my magic mat, what I have found, sorry for the reach, this Cricut scraper is great for just loosening these up. And so I just tilt this over the garbage can, and you probably heard the scraping, and then scrape those off. So I call this little device here a die brush a win. If you don't have one of these, you should get one if you do a lot of die cutting. And if you do a lot of die cutting, you probably already have one, because I'm fairly new to using dies, because a lot of times I'll use my Cricut. But the Cricut, there's no way that the Cricut could have done something like this. The paper, I feel like the needle would have tore the paper, and I should do an experiment actually and try that out and find a similar image and try it out on my Cricut just to compare. If I do that, I'll let y'all know. But I call this a win. The other thing that's on my desk this weekend that I've been working on is doing some embossing, and I've been wanting to try this for a while. So I hope everyone's doing all right. I'm just chatting away here, but I've really had a lot of fun with the stuff I've been working on. It's going to be kind of hard to show, I think, the acetate, but I'll do my best here. I don't know if it would show up better on black or on this. Let's see. Let me try using this magic mat. Anywho, this is what I'm using, this embossing folder, and I'm putting it on acetate. And I have also done this embossing folder here. This one is called a half mandala, and you might be able to see that one a little bit better as well there, maybe. But I love this acetate on, or this embossing folder on the acetate. It's so cool. So I've been just playing around because I'm working on my ideas for my Patreon group for August. And I'm definitely going to have something with this acetate, and I think something with these die cuts as well. So that's kind of what I've been working on. I have one more folder I want to try. So I've done this one, and then I've done this half mandala, and I thought I would try this flourish one here. And for these thicker I think the sandwich, you know what, I just realized I could flip this over. I had been using this side, and I hadn't used this side any. I didn't realize I had two sides, so I'm excited. I got a nice clean mat for my die cuts. I think this is the one I used. Yeah, this is the sandwich that I used. So let's try this flourish and see how that looks. I got this big old stash of acetate here. I got this on Amazon as well. And I think I already have this link down below. But I'm going to trim off a piece here. And I know acetate's kind of hard to show up on the camera. The one thing, the other thing I'm probably going to do with these is I might try putting some alcohol ink on these and see how I like that. Either that or some paint. So let me slide this over. And I think I'm just going to go through twice, up and back, and I think that should be enough. Let's take a look and see. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that's really pretty. I love these flourishes. I wish I could get them to show up on the camera a little bit better. Maybe they are, I don't know. Can you see that? Oh, that's cool. And then I'll just trim around the edges. So yeah, so I might do a few more of these. I really like that. That's pretty. Yeah, I'm trying to decide what I want to make with these for my patrons. Thinking maybe like a shaker envelope, maybe. I could have some pretty paper behind it and then put some sequins and you know, other, oops, sorry guys, some sequins and other fun little shaky shake things in there. Could put like a decorative paper. The other thought was to kind of make these into some sort of little either a journal cover or a pocket. So lots of different ideas that are floating through my head. If you have any ideas, let me know. I need to cut that very straight. There we go. It's a little bit better. Oh, I really like this one a lot. Gosh, I like all of them. Let me know if you have ever embossed acetate. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I'm going to keep, I think I'm going to do some more of these because I really like them. So I've cut a few more pieces of acetate and I'll run these through and show them to you. Yeah, let me know what you've been up to this weekend. I've been having a lot of fun playing in my craft room. I wanted to let y'all know I have extended the deadline for my giveaway. It's now August 15th. So if you haven't got your item in the mail, go ahead and get it in the mail. And then I'll be picking the winner then. Yeah, the mail has been so slow that I went ahead and extended the due date so that folks, because different folks have told me that they've entered, but I haven't received their item yet, and so I don't want them to have taken the trouble of mailing something in and not including them. So I wanted to make sure everyone knew that. Yeah, I'm giving away a journal. So if you haven't entered, I'm giving away a journal made by me, and also I'm putting together a little kit, a junk journal kit of things that I've made and vintage items. I mean, they're awesome deals. And then the third prize is just a little Amazon gift card, probably at $10, I think. So I wanted to make sure you all knew that. I really like this one. This might be my favorite. It's really cool. Yeah, also went and hung out with my daughter and granddaughter this weekend, granddaughters this weekend. And my husband and I, we went out to dinner. That was fun. Also talked to my daughter that lives in LA. Got caught up with her. She's shopping for a car. So kind of getting the latest status on that. It's always a pain. Got just a couple small pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and do those. Boy, it's been hot here. I think it's hot everywhere. The weather has been so nice. Like April, May, June, and most of July. The first part of July. But boy, it's really gotten hot in the last week or so. So let me know what you've been up to, what you're working on. Make sure to check out my Patreon and my Facebook group. Alright, let me show you one more thing to show you that I've been working on this weekend. And I'll show you that next. I have been doing some jelly printing, and on this particular one here, I am waiting for the paint to dry because I'm doing a couple different layers. So I have a ghost print below this purple one, and then when this purple one dries, I'm going to do one more layer on top, and then I'll do the pull. But let me show you some of the other ones that I have already done. Here are some of the other jelly prints that I've done. And the paper that I'm using, I got this, it's called sketch paper. Susan Clifton, I think is her name, does a lot of mixed media. And this is the brand here. I'll link it down below. But it's a rice paper, essentially. And it's rough on one side and smooth on the other. And so I thought I'd give that a try. And I used the rough side on most of them. But let me show you the paper pad that helped inspire the color choices. So this is the paper pad. It's called Apricot Honey. And I was trying to go for some similar colors. Now I was just going on the paint colors that I have in my stash. So I didn't have a perfect match, but I worked with what I had, and I'll show you some of the other ones here, like this one, like here. So I have a fun project I'm going to do with these papers for my patrons, and I thought it would be fun to do some gel prints to go along with them. So that was kind of the inspiration for the color palette. And on this particular one, this was a stencil I did with that had just a whole bunch of circles on it. And I did a 2-layer pull. So on my jelly plate, I put down the peachy color and then the stencil and let that dry. And then I put this kind of basically off-white color and then pulled while that was still wet. And that was pretty much the process I did on all of these. And some did better than others. Now here is a Flourish stencil that I used. And I really love how this came out because it looks kind of worn, almost like worn wallpaper. And I love how the stencil came through on that one. With gel plates, it can be a little frustrating because you never know how it's going to turn out. This one, so I had some darker pinks on this one as like leftovers, so you kind of see those peeking through. But this one was bubble wrap, and then I just used the lids of like a little plastic soda top lid to make the circles, and then the other ones is bubble wrap. So this one goes into a little more peachy. So I think it goes pretty well. I think it's matching pretty well. This one I think went a little too pink, maybe too bright. I was trying to get a little more pink. I think this color goes pretty well. And this one, it was interesting, the paint didn't roll out. So you see these kind of blobs of this color, but then the flourishes are just peeking through a little. They didn't show up all that great. But I still think that's pretty, maybe for a collage background or something. And then I thought this one was fun. It's really not the right color palette, but I was trying to clean off the gel plate. And again, this is the bubble wrap and the circle of the cap. But it's very pretty. I like that pink. Almost like a Barbie theme there. Have y'all seen that Barbie movie yet? I think I'm going to go see it with my mom and my sister. Here's another one with the flourish in the background. Very, very subtle. And you can see where some of the pieces, how the cream is peeking through, and other areas where more of the peach is showing through. The peach and the pink are supposed to be the top layer. I'm not an expert gel print person at all. Uh-oh, those two stuck together a little. I didn't realize that was still a little wet. Here's another flourish. It turned out pretty good, kind of except for right here. And then I printed on the back, and this gold stuck to it just now. See if I can scrape that off. Oh, it's gonna stick again. All right, so this is the one it was sticking to. So here I was using a gold metallic paint, and I used a flower stamp to make those images, and behind that is a stencil. And so this peachy color was the first layer, and then the gold layer is supposed to be the background. It came out pretty good, except for the gold acrylic paint I was using wasn't coming off the gel plate very well. As you can see, the spots where it didn't come off, and now the paper is sticking to this one for some reason. This is the very first one I did, and it was really weird. The paint, after I painted it on the gel plate, the paint just started to separate and create all these holes. But I went ahead and did the flourish stencil, and then the cream color as my wet pool color. But I love this effect. It looks like this crackle effect. It was completely accidental, but it was pretty cool. And then I showed y'all that one. And see, here's another one with that gold metallic paint. And I love that look with the flourish. But again, I had a big area where, and then along the edges, where the gold just, it didn't want to stick to the paper. Now this is just copy paper, but this was rice paper, and I still had the same kind of issues with that gold paint. So I don't know if I need to go buy maybe some a more fluid gold paint. I'm not sure. So if anyone knows, I would appreciate it. And then these, I was just kind of done with getting the kind of the colors I wanted for my patron projects. And so I was just playing around with some other colors. And for these three here, this was the first one. So this one, my very bottom layer was this bright purple or fuchsia, and I did the bubble wrap, and then I did this lavender layer, and I did the circles, and then I did this light pink, and I let those dry completely in between, and then I did the pink, and then I pulled wet with the pink, and you can, it left quite a bit of paint on the gel plate, because you can see more of the pink should have shown up, and what you're seeing mostly is this pink and the lavender. So not much of this bottom color came through, because that should have been the layer that was showing the most, not the lavender and the light pink. So a lot of it was still on the gel plate. So I took and did this, so you can see all of the paint that was still on there. It's probably, yeah, this way. Yeah. And so I put this really dark blue on there and then did this pull. And so it pulled up a lot, but there was still some of it on the gel plate, primarily just up in these sections up in here. So then I did another blue and then got all the rest of these little bits that were still on my gel plate. So it's kind of cool, and I just used copy paper, but these are the 3 prints that I got from that attempt. So they're really fun colors. They don't really go with my theme for this month, but I will definitely use them for some fun, either for collage, or I'll put something else on top of these. So that was fun. And then here I was, again, these are just kind of some clean off sheets with my gel plate. So I was trying to get that, like I said, that gold was really sticking to the gel plate and not coming off. And same with this green. So I put this red on here to try to get all that cleaned off. So again, these are just some, you know, clean sheets. And then this one, this gold, the paper actually, and this is the rice paper, paper tore off and stuck to my gel plate. So then I had to, and it peeled off quite easily. So I'm not sure what's going on with that gold metallic paint, but I love the shimmer of it. So I definitely want to go get me some gold paint. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been playing around with this weekend. I've been having a ton of fun. I also got to see my granddaughter this weekend, so that was a lot of fun. And yeah, that's kind of the highlights. So let me know what you all have been up to, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye.